When I started Chad's Imaginarium, I was very explicit about one thing. This channel is not about consistency for its own sake. It's about experimentation. I wanted a place where I could test ideas end to end without forcing them to live forever, and without letting algorithms and expectations dictate what continues and what stops. This video is a wrap-up of the first formal experiment on this channel called One Take Wonders. It ran for a fixed period. It followed fixed rules, and now that period is complete. This is not a performance recap. It's a documentation of what the experiment was, what it revealed, and what it did not. The premise. The premise of One Take Wonders was intentionally simple. One camera, one continuous take, roughly 10 minutes, no voiceover, no music, no edits. The goal was presence over polish, observation over narration, restraint over storytelling. I wanted to see what happened when I removed nearly every production layer and let the experience stand on its own. This experiment was not about making walking videos forever. It was about testing whether this kind of format had merit under controlled conditions. The constraints. For this experiment to be meaningful, the constraints mattered more than the outcome. I fixed the length, I fixed the structure, I fixed the release cadence, and I fixed the evaluation window. The experiment ran for just over 3 months. 12 videos were released sequentially, not concurrently with any other experiments. I did not tweak the format midstream, I did not chase performance, and I did not adjust based on early results. The point was to let this format reveal its behavior over time. Production efficiency. One of the most important outcomes of this experiment had nothing to do with views or subscribers. This format was designed to be low friction compared to a typical 5 to 7 minute travel video, which can take me a week or more to produce and edit. A one-take wonder requires very little post-production. The work was front-loaded, choosing a start point, choosing an end point, making sure the walking filled the time slot. After that, there was no cutting, no voiceover, no music, no complex edits. The only required assets were a still frame for the thumbnail and a consistent templated wording on it. In that regard, the format delivered exactly as designed. It was the fastest and easiest video format I worked with. And that matters because production time and cost is part of viability. What the data showed. At the end of the experiment, I reviewed the analytics for all 12 videos together, not individually. What emerged was consistency. Viewer behavior stabilized. Average view duration settled into a narrow range. Click-through rates were predictable. Distribution patterns repeated. That tells me the format became legible, both to viewers and to the platform. There was also evidence of headroom. One episode significantly outperformed others in retention, which demonstrated that the format can hold attention under the right conditions. At the time, distribution varied widely. Some videos were tested aggressively, others were barely tested at all. The takeaway is this: the limiting factor was not the structure of the format, it was how often and how widely the platform chose to distribute it. That distinction matters. What this experiment proved and what it didn't. This experiment proved that the format is internally consistent, it is efficient to produce, and it can sustain attention under the right circumstances. It did not prove that the format should be permanent, and it did not prove that it needs to be optimized for growth. And that's important. Experiments don't need to turn into strategies to be successful. They need to answer the question they were designed to ask. This one did. Why this experiment ends here? Because this channel runs experiments sequentially, not concurrently. Every experiment needs an ending. Ending an experiment is not abandoning it, it's honoring its boundaries. One Take Wonders now exists as a complete body of work. 12 videos, one format, one fixed window, and a documented conclusion. That's exactly what it was meant to be. In closing, Chad's Imaginarium will continue to operate this way. Ideas will be tested, they will run for a defined period, and they will end. Some experiments may evolve, others may simply inform the next one. If you're here for finished answers, this probably isn't the channel for that. If you're here for process, curiosity, and restraint, you're in the right place. This video isn't here to convince anyone of anything. It's here so that the experiment exists not just in analytics, but in words. Thanks for being part of it. Whether you watched one video or all 12, on to the next experiment.